Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going over to XRP once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. So there's a lot of fear in the markets right now, especially XRP. It just can't get its head up, can it? It just keeps getting pushed down. Looks like it's going to come up a little bit, and I know you go down again, and it's getting really pushed down at the minute. It's being driven right into the floor. So one thing I'm looking at as a potential trade-up from this point right now is there's lots of levels of resistance above that have not been back tested. I'm going to show you all those today. So I think we might have some little waves up and down once we do start to do something in the charts right here. And it's simple. On a 4-hourly time frame, if you start to see a close above the 4-hour 10 EMA, okay, get into your charts. There is a tutorial. There was a comment yesterday, how do I get the EMAs? There is a link in each and every single video, and equally on coinskid.com in the link section there is a tutorial on how to drop these EMAs. I think getting a close with a 10 EMA from this point right now could be a major clue that XRP is about to retrace back up into key levels of resistance. Now remember, it won't do it overnight, so you're going to come up and down in waves. I'm going to identify those waves, but something can't go down forever and something can't go up forever. So at the minute, the fear and greed is sitting at 45. Last month it was sitting at 30. Everyone's pretty desperate, but we rode those waves back up, didn't we? We countered those 5 waves. So I'm looking at a 5-wave counter, and equally the bullish divergence on the 4-hour and the close above the 10 EMA that I think will give the game away. We can start to retrace back up to at least test these levels of resistance in this sort of push down that we're going through for XRP. So I'm looking at other charts. It's confluence my theory that I think we're looking at a monumental move here for crypto and risk leading into next year. Okay, it's not bullshit, it's not opium. It's the same signal, the same thing I was relaying to you last year when XRP was all the way down there floating at the bottom. I said to you, I'm looking at a big move for XRP this year, and I think we're gearing up for another move into 2024 because of what I'm seeing in certain charts. So I'm just relaying a message that I was relaying to you at this point last year as well. So let's dive into the XRP chart right now, the S&P 500 chart, sorry, and see what we can see. Looking at S&P 500, just like this clue way back there on the 20 and 55 week EMA right there in May, I said to you at the time, that's a buy signal for XRP. We could actually be printing another one on this chart right now. Okay, on the weekly time frame, by taking that previous level of resistance out just there, that low, we could be indicative here that this is the ABC correction done, and right now we're loading a monumental move here for this chart. Okay, so just here, this was a message that I relayed to you, pull back in support, we're looking to go. I said to you at that point, that is a hidden signal in the XRP chart that we can't see, because obviously it's not being replicated in the XRP chart. At that time, XRP was pulling back. And at this time right now, whilst we're getting this beautiful little signal of a potential ABC zigzag correction for the S&P 500 before doing something like this, it could be a little signal. And this is what I do. I relay this to you. So if we take a look at the SLP chart right now, new price to scale, you can clearly see at that point, way back there in May, XRP was pulling back and everyone's really fearful and bearish. At this point here, whilst we're getting this lovely little signal within itself in the S&P 500, XRP is pulling back and everyone's super bearish. So all I do is relay any confluence in any other charts so they see that increases the probability of upside for XRP. And right now, the fact that what the S&P has done right there could be indicative of an ABC zigzag correction before continuation here. So we're getting a little bit of a clue at the moment. Okay, so it doesn't mean jump up and down, take every penny out you've got, you're saving and buy XRP. It's just a little signal that we need to pay attention to that's occurring in another chart that obviously we've already looked at it and it's been fruitful this year. Okay, so like I said to you, until we start to lose structure and support here, I think that XRP is caught in a macro correction, and this particular chart, if this does break out, okay, leading to next year, we've got a major blow off top for this chart, and I think XRP will follow suit with that. Okay, so let's take a look at the DXY right now and see what's going on with that particular chart. So looking at DXY on the daily at the moment, we've got this rising channel. Last year, like I said to you, 3 points of resistance, 3 points of support, usually a breakdown on the third point of support, boom, confirms the resistance, and then boom, drop. This is one of the confluencing factors why I did think this year we would see upside for XRP. So what we need to see in this chart going forward, pretty much like we did at that time frame just there, leading into the end of September and October, we started to see this chart drop, didn't we? So we're looking at this very similar scenario at the moment. We've sort of led into the latter part of September right now, and we're looking for this continual drop in this chart. So if it's to start to do something like this, for the remainder, and then leading into 2024, and we get another leg down in this particular chart, just like we've got in this particular chart coming down here this year, okay? If we see something like this again, where this starts to come up like this and starts to drop for the remainder of the year, leading into 2024, then for me, you've got a rinse repeat of last year into this year, and then you've got the rinse repeat from this year into next year. Really simple. But obviously with that, we want to see clues in certain charts. We're getting them right now. We're getting a bit of a clue that at this point here, this is where this chart is beginning to break down. It's identical to where it broke down last year towards the end of September leading to October. So we're looking for this. We're looking for this sort of downtrend structure to carve out like it did there in this chart here. If we start to see that, this is going to build a major level of confluence in the fact that I think that this is going to break down to the downside like it did there into 2023, and it will do in 2024. And I think that this particular chart within itself will be in some kind of macro parabolic move here, and all you're doing is some kind of big ABC correction coming back down the stairs for this chart. So this leg here, we should expect to see risk going the other direction, which is obviously the S&P 500 and XRP. So at the minute it's kind of doing it, isn't it? It's kind of rearing its head, and we've got the S&P 500 giving us a little bit of a clue. So what we're looking for over the next sort of few weeks there, leading to the end of the year, is pretty much like what we've seen there. Lower highs and drop, basically lower highs and then drop. So we're looking at continuation, another leg down like we've seen that. It's not bullshit, it's not hoping, because what happened when this came down to this year, XRP went in the other direction, didn't it? So it's a little bit of confidence at the minute that we are looking at a big move for XRP, providing we see this chart break down and we see XRP retrace and hold the lows to which it's coming from. Okay, so let's dive into the XRP chart right now, see what we can see. But going forward, if we do start to see this break down below the 103.186, starts to come down like this, makes lower highs, and then loses this, I think losing that within itself, that low right now, could be a monumental sort of statement right there, and a real big clue as to the direction of XRP leading into 2024. Again, this can all be invalidated right now if you start to come down, you hold the structure, and you start to come back up, and you carve out reversal structure down here. But like I said to you, this little leg up here, this looks quite corrective to me. Usually when you start to come up and down, you start to do something like this, you create reversal structures, you get reversal patterns as well. But this looks a little bit corrective, some kind of C wave, doesn't it? And a potential, what we've done here is some kind of ABC correction coming up and down like that for the remainder of the year in this chart. Let's dive into the XRP chart right now, see what we can see. Look at XRP on a 4-hourly time frame, get really pushed down here. This could be the completion of the final fifth wave down. Like I said to you, we're looking for 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a final push down here. This could be the end, obviously, but to confirm that, what I'm looking at right now, the fact that you start to create some kind of big retracement coming back up through these levels of resistance that have been lost, okay, of support that have not been back tested right here. You're looking for a close above that blue line, the 10 EMA, accompanied with bullish divergence, and that's exactly what we're getting right now. We're in the floor, and we're creating this sort of little bullish divergence down here on the 4-hourly time frame, which is building up a little bit of confidence. Okay, we might start some kind of retracement coming back up. So where's the minimal retracement levels? And on the way down, like I said to you, you create support without back testing that resistance. So that's on the checklist. Okay, that's on the radar. And down here, you create another level of support that you've melted through without back testing resistance. So if at any point you start to come back up, wherever it is, because in time you will come back up, this is what happens. Okay, nothing goes down forever, nothing goes up forever. When you're coming up, you fall back to support. You're coming up, you come back to support, so on and so forth. You're coming down, you come back to resistance, you come back to resistance, so on and so forth. Okay, and you can usually identify that by bearish divergence at the top when the RSI is really overbought, and bullish divergence when the RSI is really oversold, basically. And that's exactly what we're printing. We're creating a series of lower lows here on the candle bodies, but in the RSI we actually print in a series of high lows. You understand? So there's a divergence that's building up, and this only offers an opportunity to go long, just as a divergence on the way up creates an opportunity to go short. I would imagine right there, we didn't identify it, but you can clearly see in the trend line here, you've got a divergence in the candle bodies closing higher than the other, but in the RSI right here, you've got lower highs. So that was a divergence within itself, which was foretelling of a big correction coming down. Okay, which is exactly what we've got. We're correcting. We're having a correction to the downside, to this low. Really simple. So there's a possibility here. We've come up in an impulsive move, and right now you're having a corrective ABC correction from this point, A, B, C correction coming back down before coiling up and breaking out. So, at the minute we're looking corrective. So what we're looking for at the bottom of this correction, just like at the top of the impulse, we're looking for bearish divergence at the top. I'm looking for bullish divergence at the bottom. So at the minute we are retracing, until we lose the lows, this yellow line, we are simply retracing. So it's getting nasty, it's getting desperate, but there's a possibility that this retracement can kick in soon, and then we'll start to create a retracement coming back up. Okay, so where are the levels of resistance on the way back up that offer swing ops, profit taking ops, or whatever? So like I said to you, on the way down, you can easily identify these through support that you've lost. Look, coiling up support lost. Where's the back test? It's not there. So that's on the radar. Okay, again, support, lost it. Where's the back test? It's on the radar. So these are your levels of resistance. You can easily identify in the price action that usually if you start to create a reversal pattern, you start to come up, tap it, take profit, you start to come back, and then you hold the low from which you come, and then you're carving out an ascending triangle, and you break out, you fall back support, so on and so forth. Okay, so these are levels of resistance we're looking at. It's not bullshit, it's not opium, it's data. Okay, so that's a key level of resistance that's not been back tested as resistance, basically key level of support that's lost just there on that God kind of breakdown, and equally just there. Okay, so you've got two major levels of resistance ahead right now that could offer profit taking ops or short ops at that particular level of resistance or whatever. But what we're looking for to increase the probability right now that this big C wave is over, okay, and this big monster ABC correction that's coming back down the stairs is one thing, and it's a close above that blue line, the 10 EMA, sorry, on the 4-hourly time frame. I think if you start to close above that, you increase the probabilities that you're going to see at least a retracement to that, and then the follow through of a retracement to that. Okay, so it's going to be tradable. So I think that immediately, as soon as you see a close above 0.4855 at the moment anyway, then we're going to increase the probabilities of retracement back up into this leg of resistance at an absolute minimal. Okay, so it's a trade, isn't it? So again, come to your charts. I will put this in the Discord if I see it, and alert the CoinsKid crew right there. But again, if you want to learn how to put the EMAs into your charts, there's a tutorial video on coinskid.com in the link section and in each and every single video description. So be patient. Like I said to you, I know a lot of people who've been piling into longs at this point with a stop loss because you're doing something like this, but and here as well, yesterday piling into longs with your stop loss on the swing low because you're doing something like this. But what you want to see to increase the probability that you are going to start to retrace these levels of previous support lost and needed to be back tested at resistance, you need to see certain things, and it's the EMAs being taken out as resistance, and we're not seeing that at the moment. So I think if we start to see that increase the probability of a long op with your stop loss on the swing low wherever it is at the time. Okay, hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back soon, another update on XRP. Bye bye.